truth is, they're as dumb as they come.
It's the house!
Hello, freakazoids! How the hell's it going? Yeah, I got a quick update on Koberger. Lisa sent that over to me. Koberger, it said in the district court. Well, I'll switch over to the other screen. In the district court of the 4th Judicial District of the state of Idaho, we got, it says before the court is, this is to judge, well, I guess the state, right? Before the court is petitioner's motion for appointment of counsel in connection with his petition for post-conviction relief. Petitioner's motion for appointment of counsel is granted pursuant to Idaho Code 19-4904. The state public defender shall appoint counsel to represent petitioner in all post-conviction proceedings under case number CV0126-15094. So, you know, sounds like that's going to... I bet they'll actually probably will have a hearing or something. You know, so he's going to get an attorney. Yeah, Stephen Hippler signed it. So he's going to get an attorney. All right, there you go. That's the update. I think it's just procedural. Like, that's what... if as long as you do it in time, it's just happens, you know. Yeah. All right, well, somehow, I don't know what the deal is, but somehow Candace Owens was able to get footage, you know, sort of the footage that none of us have been able to see. She says, you know, maybe it was like a FBI source or some crap like that. Who the hell knows? Probably some illegal recording by one of her minions out there. Probably put it under their arm. You know, and she just... when you listen to her, she goes, I don't know about you, but I didn't see where... You know, we see him running without the limp here. I mean, where did he change? Where did he, you know, take the gun out? And it's like, man, Candace, man, we've been talking about this since the beginning. All right? It's obvious. He goes over a wall, and he crouches down for about 5 minutes, and then he gets up, and he starts running. And right, you know, as he started running is probably when the screwdriver hit the ground. And then he made his way all the way over to the edge of the roof. And now my animation that I created looks really similar to what the reality is. So I guess we could take a look at this. So this is what we saw in court the other day, you know, when they had the preliminary hearing. And you can see him, that's him right there. See that? You can't make out any detail at all. And that's because it's a camera filming a screen, and it's also not zoomed in. We didn't get to see the clear version. And again, what a stupid move again by the idiot. I mean, I'm not a fan of this judge anymore. I used to think he was pretty cool. I guess we'll have to see, but I mean, he's weak, you know. He should have already decided that there was probable cause. The fact that you're waiting and looking and doing, you know, whatever you're doing, it doesn't make sense. But hey, guys, don't forget to help support the channel in here. You know, this is another show we got tonight and tomorrow, and then we have our donation night. Last night was a negative. I mean, it turned out great because we gave $500 to the scholarship fund in honor of Lisa Wilkerson, who passed away. She's one of the freaks out there. But tonight, I'm hoping to, you know, have like a normal type night. And we're currently at 00000 all the way across the board. I know I'm not covering the, what do you call it, the sort of the drama of, you know, Candace Owens and all this shit. It's just, I think it's a complete waste of time. Anybody with brains knows that Candace Owens is completely full of shit, and everybody who believes in her is not going to change their mind no matter what you tell them. All right, so it's just a waste of time, although, you know, it's content and people like watching it. Yeah. Okay, so let me see where we're at here. 10:37. All right. Yeah, so there's Candace Owens there with her always ever inquisitive look, like she stumbled onto something.
Watch.
Yeah, so here is, somehow she got this footage. This is what they got to see in the courtroom, okay? So see that right there? Hell of a lot clearer. Let me switch this over to the Premiere. Yeah, I think, well, it sucks because if you're not playing it, it doesn't make it small. So I'm going to turn that off again. How about like that? Yeah, we're still at 000, you guys.
As he gets down into what?
All right, so here it is.
He comes running on to the rooftop.
And by the way,
definitive.
you can see the rifle right there.
Top.
That's the rifle right there. And you probably can't see the barrel because it's so thin. And that's just the way it is. We saw that with the Matt Kester videos. But see that? You can see him. He's sort of running, and then it pops out there to the left. Now he's got a backpack on, and the towel is just out. I think his towel is kind of like wrapped around and draped over him right there.
The rooftop. What we know definitively is he gets down into what is known as a lateral military crawl. He begins.
She thinks she's so, like, you know, expertly. You know, she showed the video of a lateral. It's just somebody moving around on the roof trying not to be seen.
That crawl over to the right first, and then to the left we see a quick flash. We are not sure what that flash is. Actually, this looks like... I'm not...
See right there, you can see he's already prone, and he's at a little bit of an angle.
I'm not going to read into it.
But then right there he throws the towel out. That's obviously the towel, just the way that moved. See how it's sort of, you know, a towel, and it flops open onto the roof there. See that?
There's that throw forward. I say fold forward. You can say throw forward, but...
How about you just don't talk, because you haven't been observing any of this stuff the whole time.
That's definitely something being flung forward.
Yeah.
Getting in.
And so that's that's the same shot when you see him from the side. Remember that? You could see his backpack up in the air. That's what I told people too. I said that thing that you see is his backpack. And that's exactly what that is.
Into position. And here we wait for what we expect to be some sort of a kickback. This is not.
Yeah, she thinks because she can't see a kickback in a blurry video like this, then somehow it wasn't a shot. This person just laid there pretending to shoot and then ran away.
And when our source began recording from the side of a Losi building and said, "Oh, I just saw someone get up there. He's got a gun."
By the way, I thought it was fun last night. A lot of people left, but we kept playing this AI music stuff that I was making, and it was pretty good. But hey, guys, my channel relies on the people watching to support the channel. That's what allows us to donate the money that we do at the end of the month. It also allows me to keep doing the shows. So if you have the ability to support the channel, I would appreciate it. Again, we're currently at 0 all the way across the board on tonight's show. Not sure what tonight's different than another night, but I would appreciate it. He screwed the barrel onto the stock. Man, we've talked about this so many times. It's just mind-boggling, Cindy. Where have you been? All right, so there he is laying down on his stomach.
And he's up. And he's gone.
Yeah, that's exactly what you see when he gets up in that one roof shot.
And he's up. And he's gone.
All right. So let's see how this all works out here. All right. So I'm going to... It might be kind of difficult. But first we got to figure out the timing of that one. Like when does... Like what frame can we make sure that we have the right... See, it's right in this one.
Building to what would be the southwest corner of the building.
He actually shoots him.
1 minute crouching down on the right.
Oh, he's already way over there. Okay.
The individual
Yeah, so he's not even on the screen yet, but he's going to be right there.
actually kind of
So I'd say right...
onto the roof of the Aussie building.
So he paused it right there.
Right.
So let me go back.
Onto the roof of the Aussie building. Right.
All right, so this I think will eliminate the gap where it stops. I'm not sure why they stop it there, but they did.
The individual then stands up and then moves across the building.
See, I nailed that too. I got it 12, 23, 28. Just. Oh, shit. Not sure I did that right. Well, anyways, I'm not sure what happened there, but I was trying to get rid of the pause part. You can see him go over the wall there, and then after a while he gets up and starts running, and that's what they zoom in this one. For some reason, I mean, I would have just, God dang it, I would have kept it over near where that is. Okay, let me try that again.
Onto the roof of the railing, onto the roof of the Aussie building. Onto the roof of the Aussie building. Right.
It shows a lot. It shows a lot. This one here doesn't, because that's what we got. I'm not playing the one yet. Marcher Chak, whatever the hell your name is. Just don't say anything until we get the video on there that's great, because you'll make yourself look really stupid. Right. Thanks. All right, let me go back a little bit. Okay, so there we go. That will do it. So if we just move it to here, we can see the whole thing. Right there.
Railing. And again in the top.
Okay. So right there you can see just starting to show up on the screen.
Actually kind of rolls over the railing. And again, in the top left corner, the individual is now seen running across the rooftop of the Losi building to what would be the southwest.
Hey guys, I'm not sure if you noticed or not, but we're still at 00000 all the way across the board. Any chance you guys could help support the channel? You guys know that we're getting near the end of the month. All right, let's see.
Corner of the building.
I'm going to rotate this. It'll look better. Yeah, forget it. So maybe right there. See, on there they have the time though.
Rolls over the railing.
Hey, thanks, Alley Cake. All right, so this is right after that. 12/22/15. So if we go over to, let's grab this one. I'm gonna remove her speaking. It's just it's not usable. She can't think her way out of a shoebox.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm gonna make it where right when it's even with that. See that? So we'll be within like a quarter of a second or something. So see that little thing there? That's when it's even with that. Okay. So then we're gonna go take that and bring it over here.
Boat emoji, fishing emoji.
Okay, here we go. Right in there. Zoom it in.
Over the railing.
I think it's like right there. Let me look at this one more time. Here, I'm gonna make it easier for me. I think I can, right on the darkness, right below the darkness there. There you go, that's better.
Rolls
Right there. Alright, so this is what, just like this.
kind of rolls over the railing. And again, in the top left corner, the individual is now seen running.
Yeah, it's way up there, you can barely see it.
Rolls over the railing.
There.
And again, in the top left corner, the individual is now seen running across the rooftop of the Losi building to what would be the southwest corner of the building.
He actually shoots in 1 minute.
Crouching down and
from
then
right
crawling
now.
to the corner of the building.
Less than a minute from now. That's not me talking now. That's what I said when I wrote this. Okay, that's crazy. Look at that. So that's the part where... right there, man. Okay. So see that? Right to there. And then this footage has him... I don't know if it goes back to that same spot. Let me see. Let me see. First frame of that. Yeah, see how that's right there, and he's like, you know, a couple, 2 body lengths past whatever, you know, the big white thing there. And so there's the big white thing. Yeah, so that's pretty much it right there. That's the same spot. So make that like that, and slide that in, and then this should be the exact spot. I mean, is his leg even up in the air in the last one? Just like that? See how his leg is kind of up? You know, let's see. It's pretty close. It's right there, like maybe a step later. Yeah, and then let's see what time it is when he stands up. I guess this wouldn't have that. But I know I can do this. Let me just figure out. Let's go over here and get the exact time. So this is, so it's 12:22:15 when this happens right here. $13, $14, yeah, right around. Okay, and then there's 5 minutes, and then 20, 12, 22, 12,
Kind of
13,
rolls
14.
over the railing.
Yeah, so that's the same spot right there, right off the darkness, and then the next frame is this one. It should be right off the darkness, so it's in the same time. So I think if I just move this away, this is at 12:22:14, and like 4 clicks to 15. You thought what was? I'm just putting this together so you guys can see what it actually looks like. So my main scene, it's not that one, that's the, I think it's this one. This is my version where I made a character that looks like him moving around. Looked just like that, by the way. And see, I did it like this. See? I mean, look how similar what I made before that even came out. Just like this. He's running from that spot. Looks just like that. So let's go to the... So it's 12:22:15, right? We didn't have all the precise timing. Now we do. So there we go. And then 1, 2, 15, 14. Oh, that's right. It's playing quick here. Because I have him getting up later. Yeah. Shoot. Can I just slide that over? Probably not. Yeah, so there you go. $15. That's close. All right. So right here is where I should be able to put that clip in there. This is number 20. Copy 20 right there. Let me move this up. Ah, shit. Okay. I think it's going to match what I already did really pretty good. Pretty well. Right there. Huh. Yeah, that's pretty hard to get it in there. Let's see. All right. See, mine's a little off because we didn't know the timing. See that? But it's so this part's so close. Look what I had in my animation here. Look at. That's what. But it's a little off on there. He got in that lying position quick. So maybe I'll. I don't know, maybe I'd have to turn that one off. That one. I'm trying to get rid of that one because I think this will fit right up. And maybe if I just move it up to there. So look how close I have that. The timing of that's almost right on the money. Right when he gets into that position there. Yeah, this is crazy. I think this will look pretty good here. Okay. Yeah, okay, so here we go. The timing of this should be perfect. Let me just make sure. I gotta keep moving it. Hey, thanks, Tracy. I just want to see if this matches perfectly with this. It should. I'm just going to cut these holes in here so you can see what I already had. He's laying there now. I don't know if you guys can even see what I'm doing. It's just...
Counting or not counting gang violence?
Okay, man, it's so close to their timing. What happened to the audio that I had for that? Okay, that's it.
It's just there's just so much.
Before we had a flag and we had it, so it's
Counting or not counting gang violence?
Oh, it's so close. I mean, that's like, I have that so close, it's crazy. I mean, that thing is like within a half second. That's wild. Matches perfectly with what I had. I can probably just... So it's like...
What's that? Counting gang violence.
I mean, see, look at that. He's getting up, so that means the shot was that the video should be slightly slower, like literally like a quarter of a second. Right there. Let's see if that one's good.
Counting or not counting gang violence?
we had a flag and we had it, so it's
Counting or not counting gang violence?
Oh, it's the other way. Okay.
flag and we had it, so it's
Counting or not counting gang violence?
What's that?
All right, that's crazy. You guys want to watch the whole thing now? I don't know, Jeremy. You'll just have to go somewhere else, man. Let's see. I'm just trying to put together the new footage in a way that shows exactly... I mean, you'll see it. It's like, let's look at this part. I'll start it back here. It's like it's got to catch up. Alright. At approximately 12:22 hours, Robinson stands up and starts running across the rooftop of the Losi Center building. Robinson runs to the west side of the rooftop and appears to scoot along the rooftop area as he gets closer to the edge of the rooftop. Now you'll see all of this in animated form. He gets closer to the edge of the rooftop, slows down, crouches down, and lays down. That's weird. This isn't even... Wait, by the way, that recreation wording there isn't from... I put that there because I had an animation that's underneath this now, okay? Like, it's below this. It's not visible currently. Let's go back to that. Form. He gets closer to the edge of the rooftop, slows down, not a crouches down, and lays down. Yeah, see you later, Jeremy. It was really fun having you.
A few weeks ago, there was a transgender mass shooter, and ever since then, about 3 weeks later, the Trump GHI said that we should start talking about revoking gun rights for transgender. So, do you know how many transgender Americans have
guys. Appreciate you guys coming out here.
We appreciate you. Love you
You gonna
too.
go down and see the...
I don't know. What are you guys talking about, Jeremy? I don't know who Jeremy. I mean, I appreciate Jeremy being here, but it seems like it was kind of obvious what I was doing. I've been explaining it as I went the whole time. I'm just really focused in on getting the clip in there. Why are you guys so focused in on that? I don't know who. You know, like, what's your problem? I don't really get it. See, he climbs over the wall over there. I have him sooner than that. Here, I want to make sure that one clip is in there. Is it that one? No. Yeah, see, isn't that wild? Look at that right there. That's exactly... So that's a little off because, again, it's so similar. Right there. And then I could move this over a little bit. There's that one shot where it's from the side. I know I have it in here. That's what you think. You know, that's what you think. Why do you care, Jay? Who are you? You guys are crazy people. All I said was, you probably want to have fun, because I'm just trying to put it together, you know? Yeah, see, going somewhere else then by. Yeah, right. You seem like I'm going to have to stop the show and explain it all over again. Is it this one? God, where's the hell's the one where you see him from the side? Oh, there it is. There it is. Right here. See, isn't that interesting? See how he's laying there, right there? And then if you cut out this portion here, you'll see exactly the same time, but from the side view. Isn't that wild? Look at that. And there he is. Jeez. That's crazy. Yeah, well, I didn't mean to offend. I'm just trying to keep moving. When people come in and say, it's like somebody's coming in and say, "What the hell is this?" It's the same thing, okay? Alright, now let's play it again. Here we go. Up, and appears to scoot along the rooftop area as he gets closer to the edge of the rooftop. Now you'll see all of this in animated form. He gets closer to the edge of the rooftop, slows down, crouches down, and lays down. Well, nobody have answered him.
A few weeks ago, there was a transgender mass shooter, and ever since then, about 3 weeks later, the Trump GHI said that we should start talking about revoking gun rights for transgender.
Hold on, let me get rid of that one. I didn't want that in there anymore. All right, one more time. Here we go.
Do it. The documents
This is from
state
12:15.
that at approximately 12:17 hours, Robinson climbs over the short wall and appears to crouch
Well,
down
too bad,
on the north side of
Justice
the
for
wall
all. You'll just
of
have
the
to deal with
rooftop, as you can see here in the video. At approximately 12:22 hours, Robinson stands up and starts running across the rooftop of the Losi Center building. Robinson runs to the west side of the rooftop and appears to scoot along the rooftop area as he gets closer to the edge of the rooftop. Now you'll see all of this in animated form.
See, I made an
He gets
animation that
closer to
looks
the edge of the
similar.
rooftop, slows down, crouches down, and lays down.
A few weeks ago, there was a transgender mass shooter. And ever since then, about 3 weeks later, the Trump GHI said that we should start talking about revoking gun rights for transgender. So, do you know how many transgender Americans have been mass shooters over the last 10 years? Too many.
Well, thanks, guys. Appreciate you guys coming out here.
We appreciate you. Love
You
you
gonna go
too.
down and see the closer? Are they like restricting you guys in here? Or what?
Crowded.
It's just there's just so much. So
Before we had a flag and we had it, so it was
Counting or not counting gang violence?
made us move.
What was that? We are here live at Utah Valley State University.
But if you're still out there, Jeremy, I'm sorry I sounded like that. I'm just, there's so many people that come in here and intentionally complain. If you were legitimately asking, great. But we get trolls all day long that come in and do little, complaints that they make about every single thing that there is. It just never ends. But if you were legitimately asking, see, he climbs over the wall right at the end here, not there. That's where my animations. I made these animations before the videos came out.
Had it, so it was
Counting or not counting gang violence?
All right, so we have the shot now. So I think seems like maybe I don't need that clip anymore.
made us move.
See, that's how it needs to be. That part needs to be on there. All right, well, I'm going to play the whole damn thing for you guys now. All right, here we go. This is the one that I made that nobody watched, but if you watch this thing, you'll know the whole damn case, okay? Except I'm not sure, did I update this at all with any of the new footage? I don't think I have. That's too bad. Well, one of these days I'll do it. I thought I started doing that, though. It's weird. It's interesting. LOL, no what? You guys want to see it? It's only, it's like 20 minutes long. I could just start it right here. This is on his final run here. Okay, here we go.
Tyler Robinson continues down 800 south, and he's heading west. The arrow that you see there is pointing to a house that will eventually pick him up on surveillance footage. As he heads down 800 south, he walks by this white fence, and getting near the end of the white fence is when that camera starts picking him up. And he walks along that sawtooth fence. Now there you see Tyler Robinson. He's got the backpack on, his jeans, hat, and he's walking by the sawtooth wall that I call it. And he's heading down. Now in a moment here, a vehicle appears to stop at the same intersection he was at, and originally it looked like, wow, that's pretty odd, but it turns out that the sidewalk that Tyler's walking by right now is red, and you cannot park there, meaning the curb is painted red, but it's been worn away so you can hardly see it. So this car looks like it pulled up and was about to park there and went, oh, okay, I can't park there. And then he drove forward. And you can see it went about as far as he was. It even goes past where you can see it on the camera right here, where the red is, so there was no spots for him to park. And then we go back to Tyler Robinson's view. He's passing 750 West right now. And you can see the street signs as well. And we're on 800 South still. Now the next street up in front of us there, that's the street that when Tyler turns onto, I think it's 800 West, that's the street that the TMZ cameras pick him up. Okay, but I'm giving you the full view of what Tyler Robinson would have been seeing, and then I also combine it with surveillance footage. And then make sure you watch this whole video, because later on I have animations, some of which will look exactly like what we're going to see at the preliminary hearing or at the trial, based on the fact that they did use that 360-degree camera, and I used a 360-degree image that I took with a drone, and I'm able to...
I had to stop because Elena put out false information there. All right, so Tyler Robinson had the gun in his pants while he was walking, so he's limping. And it wasn't until he got on the roof, when he climbed over the wall, that he assembled the rifle, and that's where he left the screwdriver on the roof. And then when he left, he didn't disassemble it. He kept it fully put together, plus he didn't have the screwdriver with him. And he wrapped it in a towel. He wasn't going to disassemble it anyways because it would take too long up there. And then he went and he jumped off the roof and he ran with trying to cover it up with a towel. And then he went into the wooded area, and then he left the rifle in the woods with wrapped in the towel, and he left. No, you didn't say it right. Yeah, let me do it again.
To move Tyler Robinson, you know, or a 3D character representing him.
Okay, you worded
through
it
the scene,
awkwardly.
and it will look
It means
really
two different
similar
things.
to that. So right now we are about to turn on
It was assembled
800
when he
West.
threw it in
This
the woods.
is
That's what, see
from
how you,
Tyler
like he assembled it
Robinson's
when he threw it in the
point of view.
woods. You didn't say it right. Sorry, Elena. Okay. You always do this, Elena. I don't want to, I'm not going to waste my time with you. Do not
Chuck
respond
Keeler. He
again
went
to
out
that
there originally a long
topic.
time ago. I went there in October, and this
All right,
is
so here you
the footage that I got on my 360-degree camera.
Well, if you hear an echo, it's on your end. It's not here.
And then you can actually see the parking garage way down there through the opening on the street in the background. So Tyler Robinson's walking right here. And then when we get to that next driveway on the left, that's the driveway that we see Tyler Robinson running out of in the TMZ video that they so poorly zoomed in on and pretty much ruined the look of. Now you can see in front right there are some fuchsia, sort of, you know, dark pink looking flowers on the ground there. And when Tyler Robinson almost reaches the end of the fuchsia plants, that's when
You
the
can comment,
TMZ
just don't
camera
argue all the time.
picks him up on his way in. Okay, so there's that other footage that I just mentioned that's after the shooting. This is on the way in. So right about now, we're going to start picking him up. Here we go. And there he is. See him in the upper left by those same pink plants. And he's walking by again, favoring the right leg, swinging the right leg. He's got a sweatshirt on with a white logo in the middle. Turns out to be an eagle. He's got the hat on. And this is all synced up in time. So everything that you're seeing right now is happening right when it was happening on a clock. Okay, so this is the exact amount of time it would take to do this. So this is Chuck Keeler's video. This little portion right here. Because he walked right next to the wall just like Tyler Robinson did. So he continues walking, and then on the right there, the house with the 3 garage doors, they have a camera above that. And then just past this bush, he's picked up again. At approximately 11:50 a.m., a UVU surveillance camera first captured Robinson walking across a grassy area north of Campus Drive at approximately 800 West. This is interesting because the camera that we're looking at right now is not a UVU camera, so where was that camera? And now we have Tyler Robinson making his way to the grassy area. And then you see him turn around and pause, almost like he hesitated, as if he was about to change his mind. But then he continues forward. Now we switch back to...
So this is before we got all the surveillance footage. All right, this is... so I had to recreate stuff.
To the view that Tyler Robinson would have had.
I still need to edit all that stuff into this.
And he makes his way to the makeshift bridge that goes over this little waterway here. So here's the makeshift bridge. He goes over it. And this is likely exactly the route that he took because it avoids having to use steps. So when you see him walking right here... and
in this video, I have Tyler Robinson standing at the top of the stairs with his phone for like 5 minutes, but that's not really what it was. He was there for about a minute something, and then he just walked really slow to the Losi Center building.
He goes right down here. I doubt he went left over there, because then you have to go down some stairs or jump over the wall. He just walked down right here, and it takes you to the ground level of the parking area.
Is anybody here? I don't know. This show's just, I don't know. I'm not feeling it tonight, you guys. Are you guys even here at all? I mean, I don't have to play this. I can just do something else. As a matter of fact, I'm going to do something else because if nobody's commenting, that means it's not interesting. That's what I've learned over the years. If nobody's commenting, you can forget it. All right. So maybe we'll just do that some other time. I was just watching. No. That's not the reality. It means you're not interested. Okay? That's the truth. I'm going to see if I can find... Is this the one where I started putting it back together correctly? Yeah, let's watch this one a little bit. Yeah, okay, here we go. This is, I'm putting it back together here. So this is the one, this is number 51. All right, so this one, this will be a hell of a lot better, right? And I think I'm still working on it, but now I can put in the shot, so we'll definitely go ahead and put that in this one. All right. Hey, thanks, Tracy Von Brott. Oh, you're here. Okay. Well, at least somebody is. I mean, it's just the silence is deafening. All right. So this is him walking on, I think it's 800 West, right in front of the Sawtooth fence. This is me live talking. Right. Everybody says that. But have you ever noticed on the shows where people are actually interested, people are typing? Now that car has nothing to do with Tyler Robinson. There was see the curb, the little faint red line there? They thought they could park there and they couldn't. And right now he's behind this pole. He's just standing there and then he starts walking again. And this is what it would look like from his perspective. So in a minute we're going to throw in the Candace Owens, the video that she got, okay, on the roof. I don't know how she got it, where it came from. She's claiming an FBI source. Don't know. Come on, Elena, say something. I'm always just talking about when you're always like clapping back, I couldn't understand the way you worded it was awkward normally, but it made sense. It just didn't make, it's not like people don't type like that though. I'm trying to adjust my volume. Nothing to do with your work. Okay, right. She got from someone in the courtroom. Well, so somebody filmed that in the courtroom. If I was the judge, I would get this person thrown in jail. You're not allowed to film anything in that courtroom. Okay, you can't do it. Well, you're Dutch. Well, I was rooting for, well, not your team, I guess Norway, but that's not the same. Holland didn't do too great. I was thinking of Holland because that's the guy's name that plays on Norway's team. Let's see. So right now it's on South 800. And this is all exactly timed up, but you're going to get to see it all with the new surveillance footage, okay? So check this out. This is what I did. I put together that last thing. We were just watching, but this is the newer version that I was working on. All right, so this is number 51. But hey, guys, I need your guys' support when I do these shows. We're currently, right now, at 1/15th of a nightly goal. So if you guys can help support the channel we have 0 gifted channel memberships tonight. 0. So we need the support from the people watching the channel. My channel is different than the other ones because at the end of the month, I donate thousands of dollars. We've already given out $1,500 this month so far. I'd like to try to get to 4,000, but this would have just had to have been a normal night, but it's turned into a disaster. So if you guys could help support the channel, that would be great. Instead of me having to ask 14,000 times, I feel like my work is better than almost everybody else that covers this case. I've put it all together, all the facts dialed in, nailed in. I just don't talk about the drama, conspiracy shit that Candace Owens puts out. I just do the facts. So if that's something worth something to you, and I would appreciate your support. So here he comes walking across the street, and this is exactly what time it is. I synced it up to the clocks. The beginning of that footage actually has the time on it. And right now it's 11:50 and 5 seconds or so. I mean, it's hard to know exactly how, but this is this pace he's walking with his limp. And then right when he goes past that next bush up there where the telephone pole is, that's when the camera up on that other house to the right films him. Yeah, you guys have orange. I like orange for that. And there he is, right there. He's being picked up. He's got the stiff leg, limping. And you can see what he's wearing right now. That's exactly what he looks like on the roof. That same darkness. And then again, he goes over to the grass. He hesitates, almost as if he was about to change his mind. Obviously, what I just said a minute ago got through to absolutely 0 people. And now he's onto the grass, and then he's going to head towards the campus by walking over the wooden plank there. Is that the from last night's song, Joey? That should be the chorus. Yeah. I've said that many, many times. Like every show that I see that video, I say that. I wonder if he changed his mind. He was about to, and then he went, screw it, I'm going. You can even see it, like the little pause when he... So now it's into the parking area here. This is exactly the route that Tyler Robinson took, what we have here. There you go. And he's just walking. Now, alluded to what in her... Oh, what she... where she got it from? Somebody in the courtroom filmed it? Man, Jesus. I mean, I don't know why that wasn't released, by the way. That should have been... That doesn't... I don't think it affects anything. It's just... It shouldn't have been done. They should have played that. It was just the prosecution did it wrong. They should have provided the raw footage and then the zoomed in on the same video. Then there wouldn't have been an issue with it. All right, and here is the top of the stairs, and then here's the new footage. Right there, here he comes at 11:53:11, and you can see the clock here is exactly what this one is over here. So then he sits there, and so then they sped up. They actually skipped, like they paused it right here, and then he skipped forward to 11:54 and 37, 38, like that. So then he's having a real problem with that right leg going into the tunnel. And then he walks down the tunnel here. I've actually been there, filmed exactly the same location with my 360-degree camera. You guys, we need some sort of a challenge or something going on. We're at, I don't know if it matters to you, but we're at 1/15 of a goal. And then here he comes up the stairs. This is the full video. Now, this video, I think this might be the one that they... No, it's not. This one's normally filmed. The next camera, I had to flip because the prosecution has it backwards. And you'll see the words actually flip around. But watch when he goes up the stairs. He needs to turn to the left to go out of the building. They had him going right. And I was like, what the hell? But look at the words and everything at the top, upper left. I had to correct it. The camera was backwards when it recorded it. And then he goes out here, and this is how slow he walked. It's just a really slow walk. And maybe he stopped. We don't really know. But I'm making the pace match up to that. Hey, thanks, Mama Albert. All right, we got to 1/7 now. Thank you. That actually more than doubled what we had already brought in, which is really crazy. And so I had to slow this down to match the pace that he's walking. And I think this is exactly the way he walked right here. So he's going to be on the sidewalk, and then when he walks down, he's going to veer up a ramp. Yeah, that's what I thought too, Kerplode. But if you notice, people they're not enthusiastic to support my channel because I'm not peddling the sort of the arguments and things that everybody are doing, the drama. It's just pure facts here. And so it's like, yeah, that's great. I need entertainment. I need the, You know, it's really frustrating. You know, I watch these shows and it looks like a freaking bingo machine in there, just like a, what do you call it, like a slot machine. When I do my show, I have to scratch and claw for every nickel that comes in. You know, it's brutal. So right here, you turn up to the left here, and see, notice how if you go up this direction, you don't have to use any stairs at all. I mean, you have to use some, but on this portion, you don't have to use any. But as you can see, there's that person walking over there, and there's actually stairs that you would have to go up had you gone straight there on the sidewalk. It's slowly rising right here. It's slowly rising, and again, he doesn't even have to go up any stairs over here, so it just keeps going up a little bit, up and up, and then he does have to go up that one set of stairs, the next set of stairs coming up on the left, and there's only 3 of them, but if you notice on the right, there's a whole bunch of them. So I think he's going to go up these 3 steps over here, because he doesn't want to go upstairs. Well, thanks, Smodalux. So here it is, up the stairs. And he's just slowly walking because he's got that limp. He is not moving quick. Look at that guy is wearing... That guy right there does have some similar shit, though. You know, the hat, the backpack. Oh, there he is, everybody. That was really Tyler Robinson there. No, it just means that he dressed like a college person when he went there. And his shirt didn't look like that. It was a little bit lighter. It looks dark in the silhouettes. All right, and then here's just another really short set of stairs to go up. And so that's why I think he took this inner route here. No, that's a lot, Mama Owlbear. It's a lot more than anybody else is doing in here tonight. We've only had, I think, in terms of people, like, I don't know, 4 different people. And that's the Losi Center building right there. And then way up there is that atrium. I don't, Sandy. I don't sound like that at all. I just explained to you. And there's this little ramp area here. And then eventually I'm going to switch over to surveillance footage again. And this is all done with a 360-degree camera. Oh. That's crazy. The power just went out, but I have all my computers are on this generator. And then it came back on, but it would have turned off my computer. But it didn't. You know, like there could have been a time where he stopped and looked at his phone again or something. But you know what I think? I think he turned his phone off when he was at the top of those stairs. It's like, okay, I'm now about to enter campus. I'm turning my phone off now so they can't track where I went. That's what I think he did. I don't think he had it on. I think that would be almost like if he had his phone on the whole time he was on campus, then he's an absolute moron. He's a moron anyways, but I think he turned it off. I think that's what he was doing. He checked his messages one last time, and then he turned it off. All right, now this camera right up here films him coming on. No, that wasn't when the automatic text was sent. It was sent later. All right, so here's 12:02. The automatic text was sent way later at night, like 11. Yeah, maybe. I don't know if that's when he said it or not. He could have said it in the morning. Anyway, see him walking down there? He's the second one. He's the slower person. See how much faster a normal person's moving than him? And then I cut over to my animation here, I think. Yeah, see, look. I had my own that I made before this even happened. And I said it's going to look just like this. And it did. Isn't that crazy? It looked just like that. Mine's clearer, though. My guy, he's probably a little too tall, the guy I have in here, but you know, he walks this direction. This is my animation. There's the roof. I had got a 360-degree shot from up exactly where the camera was on the building. And obviously this guy isn't limping because I didn't really have the ability to make him limp. It's just kind of representing where he was moving. And then he's going to go inside the Losi Center building. Let's see. Yeah, I saw the laughter thing. I'm just not really. Well, work on your humor. You know, it's like normally you're not joking, so it's like I don't know when you're. I guess you do have the little laugh face on there. So this is inside the Losi Center building here, and I'm gonna I just have him moving again right around this time. I don't know what he was doing in there, but I suspect he actually went out these doors here, turned to the right, and watched to see if Charlie Kirk was on the stage yet. Because if you go around that corner to the right, you can actually see him on the stage. So I think that's what he did. And then right around this time, 12:14 or so, he goes up these stairs. And now we have footage of him walking up here. I had made my animation myself. I think it starts right up in here. There you go. So it's actually 12:15 and 24 seconds. And he's way up in that corner. I'm not zooming in on anything. Yeah, there he is. He's moving. Just there, a little dark spot there, and then he goes over to the end of the little wall area. Well, thank you, Mama Owl Bear. Oh, is this the part I was working on? Hold on, where does it pick up next? Oh yeah, so that was my animation. So we could probably... So he goes over the wall. Yeah, so I can see him. You can see him way over on the left, that little dark spot, right? All right, that's where he stops. I'm talking in court. They stopped him. It's like he keeps running. All right, and there we go. Or if I could go put that in there. Yeah, maybe I can put some of this. Hold on. $12.23, but it was $12.23.15. So I don't know. I think I need to change this. $12.23.15. He's about right there. Oh, 12:22:15. I mean, right there. Okay. That's pretty close. 16 right there. It's like one frame off. That's all right. All right, now I'm gonna go get that other animation. I mean the video. From earlier that we were working on. Then I'll throw it in there. That should be the good one. Well, I've already made a video of it, but I think, yeah, I was going to make a video of this newer version. It's just that it takes so much time and nobody watches, so it's like, I don't know, you know. It's crazy. It's getting really old, you know, like just undoable on YouTube. I mean, look at tonight. You know, out of nowhere, we're just absolutely no support hardly. Just ridiculous. Nobody knows the reasons. There's never an answer. It just is what it is. But Sandy always comes up with a reason that she has in her head, but it's never really the reason. All right, let's see. So it was running. So I think it was it 21 or 20? It was 20. All right, I'm going to go over here. It's this one. All right, and I go back over to 51. Put it there, and then... All right, so we know that... I think that kind of works pretty good. So I have them running, and then... Oh, wow, that's pretty close. See, that's my version. Isn't that weird how similar that looks? Isn't that crazy? Like this is... That one's the one I made. Right, or you can't see it on the screen, but... That one right there. Or now it's switched over, but it looks almost the same. So maybe I can move... I need to move this a little bit. Hey, boy. So hard. So many clips moving around. You don't want to... If you move something wrong, you're going to screw it up. $22.15 right there. And I think that's what we decided was... Right there. Well, I would just watch my videos. You know, if you watch live streams are too long and they just kind of, you know, if you want to watch my videos on the case, it would be good.
All right. A few weeks ago, there was a transgender mass shooter. And ever since then, about 3 weeks later, the Trump DOJ said that we should start talking about revoking.
Oops.
Trump DOJ said that we should start talking about revoking gun rights for transgender.
All right, I got it. So right there, that one. And then it switched over to maybe here. That's crazy.
Revoking gun rights for transgender. Gun rights for transgender. So, do you know how many transgender Americans have been mass shooters over the last 10 years? Too many.
Cool. Well, thanks, guys. Appreciate you guys coming out here.
We appreciate you. Love you
You gonna
too.
go down and see the closer? Or they like restricting you guys?
Okay, I'm gonna keep going over here. Cut out a little bit there, a little bit here.
You guys coming out here?
We appreciate you. Love you
You gonna
too.
go down and see the closer? Or they like restricting you guys here?
Crowded.
It's just there's just so much.
Before we had a flag and we had it, so it's
Counting or not counting gang violence.
What was that?
Yeah, so that needs to be moved a little bit.
What was that?
flag and we had it, so it's
Counting or not counting gang violence.
Alright, so that would be... I think it's probably a little bit more like that. Yeah, I went the wrong direction.
What was that? What was that?
Counting gang violence.
No. That seemed about right.
Counting gang violence.
What was that?
Gang violence.
What was that?
Counting gang violence.
What was that?
It's pretty crazy though, right? Good night, Sandy.
Over the last 10 years. Too many.
Well, thanks, guys. Appreciate you guys coming out here.
We appreciate you. Love you
You gonna
too.
go down and see the closer? Are they like restricting you guys up here? Or what?
Too crowded.
It's just there's just so much. So
Before
much.
we had a flag and we had it, so it's
Counting or not counting gang violence.
made us move.
What was that?
Violence.
Made us move.
What was that?
That's good. That's good.
We are here live at Utah Valley State University. There's been a shooting at the Charlie Kirk event, the TPUSA event. There has been a shooting. Everybody's evacuating.
Well, that was it. That was that one. All right, so I'll go back here and just play this part from, I guess, what is this one? Yeah, so, I mean, I think this one needs to be zoomed in or something. Oops, that's not going to work. Why was that? That's right, because it was filmed at an angle, so I made it. Okay, if I hit uniform, now it's going to change. Yeah, see, that's what it was filmed at, right, like that. But that doesn't, that's terrible. So I guess well, I know what I can do. I can make this a, let's see, where is it? Nest. There we go. Now I can zoom in on it. All right, there you go. So you might be able to see in that, right over in that upper right hand corner, he comes up the stairs there, right? So here we go. He gets up there later than I have it. That's why it's not perfect. He gets up there at like, he's not even up the top of the stairs yet. Because they just told us a time. I think that's him right there, though. So there he is. So I'm off by like 5 seconds. Looks like he kind of paused at the top there, too. He didn't just keep moving. Yeah, here he is over here, though. You can see that little figure moving across there. But he goes near the end of it, and then he stands there. And then he climbs over the wall in a moment. Like, he stands there for 2 minutes and then climbs over. And there he goes over. They just skipped into the time there. And so he's on the other side of that wall, and he is assembling the rifle. And then he gets up at 12:22 and he starts running. What if can I add this? Yeah, I could just throw that in there.
Yeah, so just wanted to, a few weeks ago, there was a transgender mass shooter
actually 10 feet to jump.
3 weeks later, the Trump DOJ said that we should start talking about revoking gun rights for transgender communities. I think that's one decision. Yes, your second part, right? So, do you know how many transgender Americans have been mass shooters over the last 10 years? Too many.
Well, thanks, guys. Appreciate you guys coming out here.
We appreciate you. Love you.
You're gonna go
too.
down and see.
No, Joey. He jumps 10 feet. I've already done all this. I was there. I measured it. The roof is like 16 feet tall or whatever. He hangs down. His feet are 10 feet off the ground when he jumps. Okay? Yeah.
It's just there's just so much. So before we had a flag and we had it, so it's
Counting or not counting gang violence.
made us move.
What was that?
No, like jumping off the roof of a basketball hoop. I mean, off the rim. It would be like if he was standing on a basketball rim and then jumped onto the ground. That's how high it was.
We are here live at Utah Valley State University. There's been a shooting at the Charlie Kirk event, the TPUSA event. There has been a shooting. Everybody's evacuating.
All right, guys, if you could please help support the channel, I would appreciate it. We are currently an hour and 34 minutes into the show, and we're not even at 1/7 of the nightly goal. Is there a particular reason? Did I do something incorrect? I can see them pretty clear there.
Everybody's evacuating.
Yeah, I think I have more footage from after that. That's right. So there was more after that. Yeah, it's that one. Okay. Yeah, so here it is. He's starting to just gonna cross the road right there, I think, from that position.
There has been a shooting. Everybody's evacuating.
24 and 42 on the timestamp.
What do we see now?
He then crosses Campus Drive and drops down into the wooded area on the far side of Campus Drive.
And that is located in what part of the video? What quadrant?
Oh man, every time these are all they were like it was so narrow because of the way they had the TV. Even after the judge said, "Yeah, make it straight to the camera," they didn't do it. Just idiots, you know. Just I think you can see him over there. So let's see.
And
Right there.
42 on the timestamp.
What do we see now?
He then crosses Campus Drive and drops down into the wooded area on the far side of Campus Drive.
Huh, interesting. Yeah, I went exactly where he was too. Okay, I'm not sure what you're talking about, Lois. Nobody referred to you at all. Nobody knows what you're talking about, Lois. But yeah, I guess it's going to drive me away too. So I think I'm just going to call it a night here, you guys. I'm not going to sit here and spin my wheels over and over and over again. Of him walking home or wherever he went after the shooting. Yeah, there's one of him walking by the in the TMZ video, kind of running, going over to a street, and then after that he gets into his car and then he drives over to a shopping mall where he searches to how to get to a car wash, and his car's on camera and he drives away and then goes to a car wash. Matches perfectly. Although I guess I was going to do Nancy Guthrie stuff. All right, sorry that wasn't interesting for you guys. We're going to go try to find something else. Yeah, I've already shown all that a million times. Marcher Jack, have you not watched my channel before? Or I mean, it's like people, it's amazing, you know. So he went into the wooded area right here. We just saw this. He was just standing right there and he ran across, went into the wooded area right here. Inside the wooded area, he left the rifle wrapped in a black towel. And then he exited there, and somehow he ended up right over here, and he ran this direction, and you see him on camera right back here. I actually walked to this place right there. And then he came out right there, and that's when he walked back this direction. And then I think he went back to a car that he had parked on this street right here. And then he got into that car, or no, the final one he would have parked up here. So that I was thinking of the dry run. So he would have came out right here, turned right, and then made it to this street and walked all the way to where his car was right here. His car was parked right here. If you believe that the Dodge Challenger that we have, that was parked there at 11:18 and 11:26 with exactly the same everything on the vehicle, then, you know, that's where he was. So he got to his car right there. And then after getting in the car right there, he drove over to this shopping mall and he parked precisely into this slot right there. And he got there at 12:44:50. And then while he was sitting there at 12:46, he did Google Maps to get to the Quick Quack car wash. And then he looked it up, got out, and he headed up the street and went to the Quick Quack car wash, which is right there. And they have him on camera there at 12:57. See that? There you go. What do you mean we see the parking garage? Right. Yeah, you're hoping to hear the Nancy Guthrie update, but I need the support from the people watching the show, you guys. This is really, man. Yeah. All right. So we'll switch over to Nancy Guthrie. There's just a couple. Oh, yeah. I'm not sure why that's all you... Oh, you could only see that? Okay. Let me start that over again. I'll show you that last part. I'm just... not really into it. Yeah, so it's right here. What I was just showing you was, here's the camera that filmed that whole thing is right there. Okay, it's right there on this corner of the building. And it filmed just like this. And then Tyler Robinson runs across the street, goes into this wooded area, and leaves his rifle wrapped in a black towel. Then he made it out of that area, and then he made it to here, where he runs back behind there. He's seen on camera, on this camera right here, on this house. It films him running back here, and then right out here even. And then he comes out and takes a right, and he runs this direction. I mean, there's another way he could have gone. He could have gone straight and then turned right up here, but his car was parked right there. At 11:18 and 11:26, it's on a airplane sort of mapping program that's out there. It's right there. And so he made it to the car, and then from there he drove over to the shopping mall right there, where he parked in this stall, and then another car came in, but it actually was in this one. And he was sitting there, and then at 12:46, he looked how to get to the Quick Quack car wash, and then he got in his car and he drove up here, and this is where the Quick Quack car wash was, and then at 12:57, he's seen on camera there. All right, is that good enough? Who are you saying we see the parking garage to, Lisa? Did somebody mention that, or it just seems so random? I'm just going to wait till people start typing. It's ridiculous. My God. Right, but why are you saying it to me? I mean, of course, what do you mean? Yeah, I mean, it's right. The parking garage is there. I'm just not sure what the point was of saying it, I guess. What were you trying to point out? Right. The parking garage right there. Yep. Mm-hmm. I don't really know what you're saying with that, but yeah, I think from here, I think the camera that actually shows him, if we go back to this earlier, let me show you something. You know the camera that says he shows up in the grassy area at a certain time? I think it might be this one. You can see the grass. See that grass? I think that's it. Let me look at how that would look. Hold on. So here's where that camera is. Yeah, and it's looking out. Yeah, see that exactly. See, that's the grassy area right there. And I think that if you can literally make out a figure walking over there and then here. And so that would be right at 150-ish walking onto that grassy area in the... Well, you can't see it. Hold on. Jeez. Oh, yeah, you can. If I zoom in, it's right there. See that grassy area back up? That's where it is. Thanks, Karen. It's been brutal in here tonight. It's amazing. Yeah, you can ask something. What is it? Why is it so dead? I don't know. I'm not covering the drama element. Everybody wants to sit there and go, ooh, look what's his face said to what's his face. Ooh, ooh. And they just spend all day trying to disprove shit that is so, like, yeah, it's obviously not real. Why do we need to spend time? None of the people that you're disproving it to care. You know? Did you ever come up with him being... Yeah, he was at Dairy Queen. Yeah. I went there And the lady got mad that I was there because she knew other people had probably been there. Yeah, he was at the Dairy Queen. I don't know, man. Yeah, we're only at 1/6 of the nightly goal, and we're at hour and 47 minutes in, Karen. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's just nobody has felt like they wanted to. I mean, very few people tonight. So we're getting really close to our donation night, and you need to have momentum going in, and this is absolutely not what you want to see, you know. So, anyways, I'm going to switch over to the other. What's this one? That's one I was just working on, right? Yeah. All right, I'll finish this one off at some point and then upload it. Should be pretty good. Yeah, but most people do, though, Mama, Al. Like, I'm telling you, every time I put these videos out that are 1,000 times better than everybody else's video on the same thing. And, I mean, I'm just saying that because they are. I mean, I look at them, I go, wow, you know. And nobody sees them. Because it's like, okay, yeah, maybe some other day I'll look at it. I want to hear what Candace said about the sick. Hey, we have one of Karen's challenges in here. The $10 PayPal. If you guys do, two of you do $5. Then she'll match that with a $10 PayPal. Let's see if we can even get that done. All right, so in the Nancy Guthrie case, I was going to play, you know, that kid, Doogie Howser, whatever hell his name was, who did the interview with Nanos. We definitely, me and him don't get along politically. I looked down at all of his other videos, and they're just whew, yikes. Probably coming from Canada, I guess. All right, anybody see that up there? We got a challenge from Karen. Would you guys mind trying to help out on that one? We're absolutely getting crushed. All right, let's see. So we have this. Is it this one? I can't remember if that's the one.
Detectives and several were closer.
Oh yeah, so we'll just listen to the interview here. This is this kid, this guy right here. This guy. Okay, he's interviewing Nanos.
Is it to, you know, be this far into the investigation and seemingly not having the answers that you're looking for?
So that's more than one question. So let me back.
Let me see what he just seems like. Nanos is already. How did that start?
Frustrating is it to, you know, start out obviously with a generic question, and that is this Saturday marks the 6-month mark into this investigation, August the 1st. Are we any closer to figuring out kind of the main suspects here, or just getting, you know, closer to finding out what the state of this investigation could potentially become, and how frustrating is it to, you know, be this far into the investigation?
Can you guys try to get to Karen's challenge up there for me, please? We just need 2 people to match that.
And seemingly not having the answers that you're looking for.
So that's more than one question. So let me back you up.
Jeez.
One, are we closer? I think every day we're closer, only because we have a lot of work ahead of us in terms of lab work, scientific work with DNA, working with not just our lab or the FBI lab, but labs across the country. All of these labs work together. They're sharing information. They're trying their best to find a way to get the science to work, to put together a variety of different pieces of DNA evidence to come up with a suspect. That process, you know, Just last week, we had a trial here where an individual was convicted of a homicide. It was a
Right.
gruesome homicide in a very remote area of Pima County. And in less than 24 hours, we had 3 arrests made. The case was solved, and he's been prosecuted and convicted. But those kinds of cases are rare. I mean, we're a very large metropolitan area, and we have over 1 million people, 7th largest county, and this agency's team, our homicide team, works hard every day. And they were able to put together a case that quick. However, we also have what we know as our cold case unit. And cold case teams are all across the country for a reason. It's because we don't let cases just go cold and not continue to work them. The question was asked of me, is this case cold? It is not cold. We have a lot of evidence that, like I say, our scientific labs are working. There's video evidence that we continue to work with, not just labs, but also some private corporations who have graciously given their time to help look at some of the video evidence and see if we can't piece things together.
Right.
And of course, there's literally thousands of tips that come in. Certainly, they're not coming in at the rate they were initially, but we still get them. In fact, I was just on an email with someone from Ireland who had a tip.
Okay.
All of these things are sent to the Guthrie Task Force, which consists of several of my detectives and several local FBI agents. So, yeah, I get the frustration.
Right.
But it's not so much my frustration as it is the community. And I understand that the community wants to know everything. This isn't TV. This is real life.
Of course.
In an hour's time, there's not a commercial break and we've got it solved.
Yeah.
We continue to work this case every day and we work it hard. And so I feel confident that it's moving along, that we'll get some resolution. But unfortunately, those things just sometimes take time.
You mentioned the cold cases unit and the amount of leads that you've been receiving and how they have slowed down a little bit from the beginning of the investigation.
Sure.
I want to kind of follow up on that and just ask you, I know it's hard for you to quantify that, but to what extent are you willing to say that they have slowed to a trickle? You know, they have slowed down, and has that made it perhaps harder to kind of get to a good quality lead? Or if you have fewer, does that perhaps mean they are of greater quality?
No, I think that, like any crime, you first get it, you put it out there, everybody's attentive and they're calling in and they're giving you tips. But as time goes on, those tips do shrink. The volume lessens. And I don't think it's because there's apathy or we just don't know. I think it's because people have given us their information and they're moving on. Those tips, because I got a tip on February 2nd and we couldn't make heads or tails out of it, doesn't mean it's just dismissed.
Right.
It's something that's cataloged and put aside, and as other tips come in, they're compared with one another. Maybe we've got a piece of evidence that can relate back to a tip. Cell phone downloads might get us something. There's all kinds of information on this case, and when the public slows down their calls, I don't think it's because they don't care. I think they've answered us. I think we had a plea from Savannah yesterday, and we share those sentiments. Somebody out there knows something. We know that. We want that person to call us. And so we continuously say, if you know something, call the FBI hotline, call the Sheriff's Department tips line, but call.
Yeah. You mentioned Savannah. Have you spoken to her recently? She released that video yesterday, and I think a lot of people are probably wondering what the status is of the relationship between your office and the family.
Well, our relationship is a good relationship. I mean, these are tough times. But no, I've not spoken with Savannah recently. She has my contact number, as you and the rest of the world seems to have. But she's very gracious, and she doesn't need to contact the sheriff. She needs a team that she's very well aware of that works with her, and she's in contact with them at any moment of day, any time of day that she needs to.
You also mentioned,
as is the rest of the family.
of course, you also mentioned the task force in one of your previous answers. Can you tell us kind of the status of that task force? How many members from the FBI? How many members from your office? And kind of how that has contributed to the investigation?
Well, so there's a core task force here. The FBI has task force all across the country.
Right.
We've been a member of their task force, a violent crime task force, for decades. This task force for the Guthrie case consists of a handful of detectives from my agency and a sergeant lieutenant and the chain of command, as well as several agents here locally. That task force, that core group, works together, and as information comes in, it may be something that requires attention from, say, Washington. Maybe it's, hey, this piece of digital evidence, we know that you guys have a team that's good at that. Can you send it out? And they'll send it there. Just as there may be some local pieces of information that the FBI here says, hey, we need to go and find this person and interview them. So it does this in terms of its growth in that. But the core membership has been there from day one, and they continue to meet daily.
Just for kind of a direct comparison from the beginning of the investigation, has it grown or shrunk again from the beginning period?
Oh, I think day one, it was the task force, the FBI.
I mean, I don't think they've gotten anything, there's nothing interesting in here yet. Have you guys heard anything interesting? Where you go, oh, wow, okay, it's just, and then anything that you could ask, like he does ask later stuff about, the back doors being open, what does that mean? But he wouldn't answer any questions about the crime scene.
That crime task force, which we're a member of, right there at the scene. The membership were there. Our team was there. There's a lot was said from, I guess, Director Patel about how we delayed contacting them. I just think he's misinformed and doesn't understand that that evening when this event was actually the afternoon of the first one we first learned of it.
Yeah.
Our detectives were called in after our search and rescue team recognized what they had, contacted our investigative teams. They immediately contacted the Violent Crime Task Force, and their representatives were there. They processed that scene early the next day, the very next day, within hours of that scene processing. I held a press conference. I think everybody has video of it, where myself and the special agent in charge from Phoenix and the agent in charge from Tucson are right there on stage with me to answer any questions. So the concept or the representation that the FBI was held off and boy, we wish we'd have been there early on, that's just not even accurate. They were there day one, just as my team was.
Just to follow up on that, because you're referencing Kash Patel's appearance on Fox News, where he had said that if the FBI had been brought in earlier, there could have been more video discovered. I'm wondering kind of more directly what your response is to that and what the status of your relationship is with specifically the FBI director.
Well, I don't know the FBI director, never met him. So my relationship is what we see or hear as you do on the news. But that's fine. He's a busy man. He's got a big job, just as I do. What's more important is what is my relationship, and more important than that, my team's relationship with the local FBI office here that we work with every day on all kinds of cases. It's a great relationship. Look, Director Patel, he has information flow to him from across the world, probably. Just as I get information, I've got 1,500 employees, and it gets up to me. Sometimes that information is filtered. It's not with any kind of ill intent or anything. It just happens. So I think that Kash, Director Patel, heard information early on that just was inaccurate, and he certainly doesn't owe me an explanation or a question or anything. He's the director of the FBI. But when the information is put out there that's not accurate, I think it helps. It hurts the case. And so individuals like yourself to come out and ask for accurate information from me, I never have a problem answering.
And we appreciate you doing so. I want to switch gears a little bit to some of the physical evidence, and I know you're going to be limited as to what you can say on this front. There's been a report that the back door and the back gate were propped open, reportedly with flower pots. Was that true? And if so, was that done for the intruder to make some kind of a faster exit?
So, again, a couple of questions there. First of all, you're right. I can't talk to the scene or what's there. I know that's frustrating for everybody. I try to be
It's understandable, I will say,
with my media as I can and my community, but we do have to protect some of the integrity of the investigation. If that was the case, or why that happened, or anything, that's all speculative, and we don't get into that. We investigate it, gather all the facts, put together a team, and try to work it from there.
There's also been, again, I know you might have the same answer here, but just in terms of the blood patterns, both inside and outside of the house, not necessarily am I asking you to confirm where the blood was, because I know you probably can't get into that, but did the location of the blood help your investigation in determining perhaps, where she was taken to, or again, just anything that you can tell us there?
Again, I'm sorry. Why?
It's okay.
I'm not going to talk about the actual scene or anything of any of the location of evidence that was obtained. Again, my apologies, but I just
No
can't.
problem. No problem. Again, very understandable. 5 months ago with Elizabeth Vargas, you had said, and this is kind of, I think, it's the uncomfortable and unfortunate question but I think it has to be asked. And that was, again, 5 months ago with Elizabeth Vargas on News Nation, you said you believe that Nancy Guthrie was still alive. I haven't seen you, directly answer that recently. Can you tell us kind of what your analysis would be on that front right now?
It's a question that I'm asked often. And I guess my answer to you would simply be this. I understand why people would say she's dead.
Yeah.
I get that. But where's the benefit in my believing she's dead when there's no proof of her death in front of me? I understand the investigation, all the thoughts of her whereabouts. Everybody has a right to have an opinion and voice it. But as the sheriff of Pima County, as the head of the law enforcement here in this community, what is the benefit of the sheriff saying she's dead?
Yeah, of course.
If the family believes that there's hope, that there's some chance that she might still be with us, why should I crush that hope?
Right.
There's no evidence to show it. Trust me, if we find something that indicates a burial site or something of that nature, absolutely, we're going to share that. That's critical. But we're going to share it with the family. And so my personal beliefs, really, that's what they are. I understand the
I just rewound it again. I wanted to hear that.
Investigation, all the thoughts of her whereabouts. Everybody has a right to have an opinion and voice it. But as the sheriff of Pima County, as the head of the law enforcement here in this community, what is the benefit of the sheriff saying she's dead?
Yeah, of course.
If the family believes that there's hope, that there's some chance that she might still be with us, why should I crush that hope?
That's because they don't really think that. Okay, the family doesn't think that she's out there alive.
Right.
There's no evidence to show it. Trust me, if we find something that indicates a burial site or something of that nature, absolutely, we're going to share that. That's critical. But we're going to share it with the family. And so my personal beliefs, really, that's what they are. I believe that I'm going to support the Guthrie family every way possible. And if they believe she's alive, so do I.
In terms of some of the DNA, standard DNA testing, obviously it varies in terms of how long it takes. You said recently, though, that you still have a lot of DNA to go through and kind of assess the validity of it, if you will. Is the holdup now that it is forensic familial genealogy and you're kind of trying to, tick them off in kind of a family tree type setting to eliminate members of the family? Or I know you've said to an extent that all of them have been cleared, but the way that the Golden State Killer case was worked, for example, is there any comparisons from this case to that one?
So the DNA, first of all, I am no expert. In DNA, when I started 20 years ago, it was just breaking out. My team is way above me in discussing that with me.
Right.
They just get it and they understand it, and that makes me feel pretty comfortable in knowing the right people are working this case. But more important than just my investigators, it is the lab. Those are the scientists, and they have rules, just like courts. We have rules and procedures and policies we have to follow to keep the investigation credible.
Of course.
Labs are no different. They have their rules of science that they have to go through. So I think what you were asking is, are we at familial type of DNA, not just our genetic DNA?
Yeah.
Are we doing something to find, maybe it's the second cousin that, what I would tell you is both. We're doing all of it. And that's really the labs are doing it all. They're looking at genealogy, but they're also looking at specific pieces of evidence that they're hoping to get enough codi to say, this is who we're looking at.
And again, to your earlier comment about how you do still have a lot of DNA to progress through, are you able to quantify that at all as to how long it might take to get through the DNA that investigators and those on the scene have pulled?
Not really, not me. The labs may, but I think the labs, this science is so fast, all science, today's world, so fast moving.
Of course.
And they are looking at some pretty cool stuff out there, if you will, about DNA and how it can be used, not in just these cases, but in other scientific genealogy cases. So they're careful, as they should be. Absolutely nobody wants to arrest the wrong person. And so we have those, if you will, parameters that say, here's the guidelines. And we have to trust our labs to know those guidelines and not to push them, to allow them to do their job and come back to us and say, we think we're here and we need to be.
I don't know, man. I'm not sure what, they must have something that was in the house that they feel confident about that the person touched, for them to kind of keep saying, and then they ask us for more. And, well, what's more? Like, more of what? So do you have a larger sample that you didn't spend all of it? I really don't, trying to figure out what they're doing, in this one.
Over here.
Right.
Can you do this for us? Can you get us this? Is there any chance of this? It's probably more complex than we want to get into, but I'll say this. The communication with our labs is ongoing. It's daily. They know the technology. They know that, for example, a lab in Kansas might be on the verge of something new, groundbreaking over here, where there's a lab in LA that's on the groundbreaking. They're just working the case as a priority, and they're working it nationwide.
There was a reporter who recently read one of the notes, ransom notes that was on the record, and it referenced something to the effect of outside of Tucson.
It gets you going, Karen. That's about it.
Setting aside the notes, obviously, the side that the FBI is handling, do you believe the person responsible for this could still very well be in the Tucson area?
Oh, absolutely. Could be, sure. We constantly talk about, we've got the same information you have, that the cartels took her, or somebody in New York has her, or where we hear that. I think that the key for you to understand there is all of this information that's out there, we take it all very seriously.
Yeah.
And we have to. And we investigate every single lead until we can't follow it any further, or until we can and this adds to the frustration.
Mm-hmm.
When we talk of ransom notes, look at the number of ransom notes that have come in and led to arrest for fraud, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a shame that people want to do that, to take advantage of, or try to take advantage of a system. And it's also a shame that we have to stop what we're doing to try to figure out what this is about.
Yeah.
But it's part of it. It really is. And so every time somebody calls in with a ransom note, they need to know we're going to investigate it to its fullest. And should we find you, you will be charged and held accountable. I think a young man in California recently got sentenced 10 years or something like that. Just look, don't do that.
Yeah,
if I had anything to tell you, don't put yourself at risk there. We are working this very closely. We know the ransom notes that exist. We hand them to the FBI. They're experts in that field, and we keep up with what's going on there. But yeah, every note is taken extremely serious.
There was the tip that came in a little while ago about Nogales and Sonora in Mexico. I know you've commented on it before, but do you think...
I hope you feel better there, Karen. I just know you get really excited when he calls in. Yeah, like it's the greatest thing in the world. You know?
There should have been perhaps a bigger or earlier effort to coordinate with the Mexican authorities?
Well, I don't know what earlier on was, or what you talk about coordination. You know, we work here on the southern Arizona border. In fact, Pima County has the largest shared border with Mexico than any county in the nation, 126 miles. We have, not just with the FBI, but with DEA and ICE and others, task force members all across this county. And so we know when crimes occur that, yes, there's a chance that it may, somebody may try to get into Mexico, or we use our federal partners because who has those relationships? Typically DEA, ICE, HSI, FBI, and so we're constantly in touch with them. Without getting into, again, too much detail, we know of those existence, and we work with those agencies down there. When we get tips that, I think we had one here recently that there were bodies found in Mexico, and we immediately gave that to the FBI, and they, within hours, learned that it was not related at all.
Okay. I want to go back to something that you mentioned before as well, because you had said that obviously with the ransom notes and, you know, people trying to profit off of it and stuff, it speaks to kind of this broader problem, and that is that when you have a case like this in the public eye, it can be helpful to an extent because you get all of the leads that you referenced earlier, but you also have people with bad motives and bad incentives. And in Pima County, correct me if I'm wrong, but the last before this happened, big example of a crime, or at least one that kind of captivated and got the nation's attention, was the shooting of Gabby Giffords. I wonder how, from your perspective, it has been having to deal with, say, the YouTubers who are trying to get into the scene. I know you've talked about that before, and just more broadly, again, some of the bad faith actors who have been involved here.
So, first of all, I headed up the investigation of the Giffords shooting. And we worked hand in hand, again, just like we did today, are doing today, with the FBI. That wasn't a whodunit, but certainly it was a very critical investigation and needed to be done, conducted properly. And to the point of here in Pima County, and these critical cases come up, and YouTubers and the media.
Thanks, Karen. Isn't that crazy in here tonight? I mean, like, it's just absolutely, you know, I don't know what's going on.
You know, media's changed.
Wild.
I've been at this game since 1976. And we think of mainstream media, and then you also have now all the social media, and you have the YouTubers, if you will, or influencers. It's just constantly evolving. I can always get into the argument or discussion about ethics for journalists and this, that, but I think that's a better discussion had by people like yourself, mainstream media. When I talk about the YouTubers or those that have been in the neighborhood, I talk about them in regards that says you still have a level of professionalism you have to maintain. You can't just go into a community, a neighborhood, and start harassing people because they're tired of seeing you.
Yeah, of course.
They don't understand your position. And I get the First Amendment rights and all of those things, but I liken it to this. You live in an apartment complex and you can have your music on as loud as you like during the daytime. But 10 o'clock at night, 11 o'clock at night, 1 in the morning,
Yeah, those
it gets a
YouTubers.
little bit disruptive. It's no longer your right to listen to that music at that volume or that
Yeah, of
you have
course.
corrupted the others. The same here for the YouTubers. And I've said this. If you can conduct yourself professionally and get in and out of the neighborhood, I have no
Thank
problems
you.
with that. But when the neighbors call us continuously, literally, we did a study here to show in
I know, it's like people just, I don't know. I mean, it's weird. I don't know where the people are. You know, we got our donation night coming up in a couple days, and we just can't get people to support the channel. It's crazy.
that neighborhood is a great neighborhood for us in terms of crime and relationships with the community. We had probably 50 calls there the whole time, the last 6 months. And that's an average over 5, 6, 7 years.
Right.
This year, in those same 5, 6 months, it tripled. We had like 180, 200 calls. It is a disruption to the neighborhood. I think that neighborhood originally was very gracious to a number of reporters. Maybe you were out there, I don't know, but they allowed them into their homes. They allowed them to sit on their drives. They took them in understanding that you have an important job to do, and your job helps me get my job done.
Well, thanks, Marty, for getting Karen's challenge. Thank you.
Yeah.
But beyond that, after a while, it was a nuisance. And when the neighbors asked those to leave, most did. A very few, very small percentage refused and really got in the face of the neighbors. It just got ugly. And I still have a job to do.
Yeah.
And as much as I want to help you get your job accomplished, I ask that you be respectful to my community. And that's all that was.
Of course, I just want to conclude our interview here by asking you about going back to Savannah Guthrie, because I mean, that is really the Guthrie family, the ones who have been facing this unimaginable tragedy, and in Savannah's case, having to do it in front of the entire world, which, no one can really imagine what that would be like. In terms of, the pace in which the investigation is moving, from the conversations that you might have had with her in the past, do you think there's any degree where, the Guthrie family is frustrated with not just your department, but some of the other law enforcement agencies, in terms of wanting it to move faster?
Well, I'm sure they're like everybody, right?
Everybody wants it to move quickly.
Been in situations where we want right now. I'm no different. I'm sure that still exists with them, but I don't believe, in fact, I have zero indication that the family is frustrated with law enforcement and really angry with us. In fact, I believe the opposite. I believe that they know that we too have some challenges to overcome, that we too have a difficult task in front of us. But that task doesn't, as compassionate as we want to be, we still have to stay focused on what's in front of us. And someday, hopefully soon, we'll get the resolution that we're looking for and wanting on this case. But I just kind of ask the public, the media, even the family to understand and know that we're working in this case every single day. I check in with my team pretty much regularly, at least weekly, if not daily sometimes. In fact, we have a meeting here this afternoon. And it's really not that I have this great mind and need to know all this information to solve the case.
Right.
What I'm checking in on is their stamina, their energy, and I'm going in there with some reservations that, man, I hope I'm not seeing them shoulders slumping and they're feeling defeated. To the contrary,
Right.
every time I meet with this team, they are pumped. They are excited and energetic, and every lead they get, they are working hard. And so I guess what I would
I wonder what the lead in Ireland was. What the hell is that?
tell people is, look, it is frustrating for you because you don't know what we know.
Yeah.
The family is certainly frustrating to them, but it's also frustrating to our teams. But they continue to put the white noise aside. I tell them, I got to be a duck. Got to let it roll off me. And we just keep working. And so that's what we do.
All right. We will leave it there. Pima County Sheriff Chris Nanos, thanks so much for the time. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, Wyatt. I appreciate you too.
Thanks.
Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, it was good. Nothing, nothing was revealed, right? But I mean, like, he was professional about asking the questions. I'm not sure. It was funny too because when you listen to Brian Enton, he goes, "Yeah, he interviewed some young kid." But what's weird is Brian Enton was interviewed by that same kid. Like, if you go to that kid's channel, it's Brian Enton was interviewed by him. I wonder if he just forgot. It was kind of weird. But anyways, that's what we're going to listen to next is the Brian.
Hey guys, thanks so much for checking out my show. Specifically, that the neighbors in the neighborhood. Also, Sheriff Nanos, the sheriff here in Pima County, has done a new interview, said a couple of interesting things, which I'm going to get to in this episode. I also want to show you guys, remember where the memorial was, by the way? You guys remember when I was out here, there was always flowers and candles and cards. This whole area was full of stuff. It's all now been removed. Again, people in the neighborhood have removed it. There's definitely a feeling here that they just kind of want to move on in the neighborhood. But I'm going to get into all the latest in this episode of Brian Enton Investigates.
What are you typing in, Tyler?
All right, hey guys. Hard to believe that it's been now almost 6 months since Nancy Guthrie went missing from here in Arizona. And I've told you guys before, and I checked in with several of my sources again. I'm told that things are sort of status quo, that they're still working hard. There's the task force review with the Pima County Sheriff, Chris Nanos. You guys might remember I did an interview with him earlier.
Oh, he does say that.
On in all of this, and sort of had an open line of communication with him for a while, but I haven't had much luck getting an interview
he's talking
with
about
him
this
in the last couple of months. And his PR team at the sheriff's office, says that he's not doing any interviews right now, but then he will do interviews. He does interviews.
Oh, yeah. Let's see. Well, I'll just show you that part. If you didn't see it, Karen. Here, just a second. I think that's it. No, that wasn't it. Yeah, boy. Of course not. Is it that one? Yeah. All right, this is the footage that Candace Owens had. She somehow got this. I don't know how she got it or how that all worked, but here it is right here. See, look how much clearer that is. You can see. See how you can see Tyler Robinson? He jumped down that little area there, and now he's on the Losi Center building roof. He gets down. He kind of starts crawling over, keeping a low profile to the ground.
People show them interchangeably.
And then he lays down. Eventually gets over in a position. Then he throws the towel. He's still facing generally where the target is. And now he's just getting in the position where he has that little tiny angle to the left of the building. And I'm not sure. Did he already throw the... Yeah, right there. See how he throws like a towel or something right there? He puts the towel right there to his right. Or maybe even in front of him. He kind of crawls in front of it, and he's probably going to do the shot from the towel, and then immediately it's already available to grab to put around the rifle. No, Sparks Automotive is a different building. I'll show you in a second. Yeah, nobody's shown them interchangeably like that. Here, I'll show you. And then there's a shot that takes place coming up. Boom! He just shot and then he took off, and it's right at the time of the shot. So that's the best part about it. But he takes off, right? Okay, and then oh yeah. So let me show you what you were talking about. I'll get back to that interview here in a second. This is the Losi Center building right here. This one. See this? That's the Losi Center building. That Sparks Automotive building is right. I think it's one of these right here. That's it right there. That thing. Okay, so that image that one person took is from right here, looking up, and you could literally see way up at the top of that building, Tyler Robinson sort of, scooting along. It's like right there. It's right up here, so you can see that. So it's not even connected. I mean, you could say if you went through this building and then walked across that little bridge, but no, it's not the same building. All right, you got it? Cool. All right, back to the... But hey guys, if you're out there, if you could please help support the channel tonight, I'd appreciate it. All right, back to this.
Used with one of the local TV stations quite a bit, and he actually just did an interview with a 17-year-old young man named Wyatt Sharp, who has a show on YouTube called The Sharp Exchange. He's actually a Canadian journalist. You guys may have heard of him. He's really, really talented. He's a really, I hate to even call him a kid because he's a young man at this point, but he started sort of doing social media and doing interviews back when he was like 13, 14 years old, and he's now 17. And he managed to get an interview with Sheriff Nanos. And I don't know if the sheriff just thought he's a young man and whatever, but he actually, Wyatt asked really, really good, relevant, hard, legit questions. And so in a second, I'm going to get to, I've got other stuff I want to get to. I want to get to the latest on the Savannah message, and I want to get to my FBI profiler about why everything in Savannah's message he believes is specifically crafted and what he thinks it means in terms of what's happening behind the scenes. Okay. So I'm going to get to that a little bit later in the episode. But first, I kind of want to roll through a few of Wyatt's clips with
we're not going to do that. I don't think there was anything of really any value in there, to be honest with you. All right, so...
And a Guthrie...
So anyway, he's interviewing this guy right here. I guess he's some kind of a profiler or something.
In a different way. And I want to hear exactly what he thinks about the Savannah Guthrie video and what it means to the bigger investigation. Hey Ray, it's nice to see you. I'm actually in Nancy Guthrie's neighborhood right now. That's kind of what the backdrop is. I was curious, I wanted to talk to you.
Well, Marty used to have a bar and grill. Okay. And it was actually called Marty's Bar and Grill.
About this new Savannah Guthrie video that came out. I've learned that it was in coordination with law enforcement, which is really no surprise. The word seemed very sort of
Clemente.
Carefully chosen.
What are you talking about?
What was sort of your overall takeaway?
The wording of her response appeared to be
That's
consistent.
definitely not Jim Clemente. That's not the right person, Karen. That's not. You got the wrong person. This guy right here is Jim Clemente. Okay, this guy. That just because they both have bald head doesn't make him Jim Clemente. See that? These two people are not the same person. Okay, can we all agree with that? All right.
With principles that I used in hostage negotiations. Now, I'm not saying that the Bureau was involved in doing this, but her message, it acknowledged receipt of communications. It didn't escalate tensions. It didn't make any threats. It didn't challenge the offender. It projected cooperation. And I think it left a lot of flexibility for law enforcement if they're listening. I'm not going to say that the FBI crafted this. It doesn't necessarily mean that the FBI wrote this statement because it's an active kidnapping investigation. So when you have that,
Are you
things
guys
like
here?
this are usually
Anybody there?
closely coordinated with the investigation.
Hello, anybody out there? We've got no comments in the last 5 minutes.
What about the timing of it? Because, Savannah has put out videos here and there, but there hasn't been one in a long time. And when she's talked about it a couple times on the Today Show, it was more just casual, what she's going through. But as you said, this one, the wording seemed very specific. It seemed like it was deliberate, what she was trying to do. And do you think there's a reason that this was just put out now?
It could be coincidental, or it could have been planned. That's a great question. It's anything I would tell you would just be speculation with that. But families sometimes use these public statements as kind of like a controlled communication channel, and the offender, and this usually happens when offenders.
All right, guys, I'm going to get going here. I want to say thank you to Alley Cake, Just Me, and we had Wild Bill Wassman, Southern Roots, Tracy Antioch, Tracy Von Brott, Alley Cake, Tracy Von Brott, Mama Albert, Karen, Stephen Connerly, and for Crying Out Loud. And we also had Marty with the coffee, and then we also had Karen on the PayPals. All right. I'm just gonna. I'm not doing it anymore. I'm just gonna play this here and get some of that jazz music playing and call it a night. And just absolutely just want to do something else. Yeah, it's just ridiculous, you guys. It's embarrassing. Yeah, you just said if it doesn't show up, Karen. You said if it doesn't show up, it doesn't mean something. I can't respond to a PayPal message. Unless you sent a different email or something. I don't know what you wrote. You said if you don't see the money or something, don't worry about it. Sometimes it takes a few minutes. That's all you wrote on both of them. Okay, yeah, there's nothing there. Is what I'm trying to tell you. There's no other notes. Maybe it didn't get put on there correctly or something. Oh, the part about, yeah, okay, the challenge wasn't me. Oh yeah, so you doubled it. Well, thank you. Yeah, I saw that. I mean, I saw that you doubled it. Was there another one on there? Thank you. ding, 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 ding. Ding, 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 ding. He's talking to himself. Obviously, we have no moderators moderating. Hey, Mustang. You are, aren't you, a Wernos? Look at your name. You named yourself after a serial killer. What a loser. Simon and Garfunkel. I like Simon and Garfunkel. Hey, thanks, the Weasel. Thank you. They must have Brian Enton on a plane every 2 seconds. I mean, my God, that guy is everywhere. Wasn't he just in Utah? Now he's over back there. I must not have seen that one. I have to make a scene, Karen. Yeah, Karen, I have to make a scene that matches my new scenes with the puppies, the dogs. So I haven't done that yet. know what's amazing, you guys? Like, you can always tell. Like, when I go, okay, you guys, because I mean, here's the thing. When I do my shows, I'm trying to, reach my goals and everything. But a lot of the people watching, there's this whole troll community who sits there and they just watch and they just watch and they just hope, okay, yeah, here, is Gray going to say something? Is he going to say something? And then when I go, okay, I'm going to do something else, and I start playing this, they have to jump in because they know their night's over. They're not going to get the same joy they get when my channel doesn't do well. They get a lot of joy out of it, and so now they're frustrated with it. So then they have to make their comments, but then what they don't realize is they'll never be commenting again. They think they are. They think when they're typing, because they can see it, but nobody will ever see it again. So it's a great time to weed out the trolls. Hey, I got some new song I made. Let's play this one. I mean, I didn't make it, but I put in the prompts. I haven't really got to listen to it yet. It sounded cool when I played it.
At the fort where the river bends, moonlight paints the maps of men. Dusty road that whispers easy, smooth stones laid for careless feet. Hollow bells and silver promises lead the weary to defeat.
Now they're AI generated songs. They're pretty good though.
Wind is calling, take my hand. Two roads lie out in the sand. One has nothing, one demands. One will steal the light from your hands. Only one will lead you to the promised land. Only one will lead you to the promised land. Wild trail under honest stars. Rouge that pull, but ground that holds.
That's right, Billy. That's right.
Every step is paid.
Gray Hughes After Dark.
Every scar becomes a goal. Footprints form what we become. Shadows shrink when morning comes. Two doors lie out in the sand. One has nothing, one demands. One will steal the light from your hands. Only one will lead you to the promised land. Only one will lead you to the promised land. I hear the fathers, hear the mothers, sing a river, sing of home. The easy road feeds empty hunger. The harder road calls you to roam. I close my eyes and see the sunrise burning clean across the land. I lift my face and choose the sunrise. Reach for truth with outstretched hand. One small step, one honest breath. Follow
pretty good. It is amazing.
Two roads lie out in the sand.
See, what I did on this one is I said, all right, there's two paths, like the path not chosen. And, one path leads to this, and the other path leads to this. And, talk about the, the trials and, whatever it is. And it just came up with lyrics and a song. I mean, it's crazy. How the hell did it do that, Wild.
One has nothing, one denies. One will steal the light from your hands. Only one will lead you to the promised land. Just behind and on ahead, I walk the path where faith is led. One road gone, one road stands. I follow the road to the promised land. I follow the road to the promised land.
I think these are the lyrics right here. Well, here, I'll just email them to you. This is the same song, but different, right? I just emailed them to you, Karen, the lyrics.
Dusty road that whispers easy, smooth stones laid for careless feet.
This one's pretty good too, but I like the first
Bells
one.
and silver promises lead the weary to defeat. Heart and compass at stand. Wind is calling, take my hand. Two roads lie out in the sand. One asks nothing, one demands. One will steal the light from your hands. Only one will lead you to the promised land. Only one will lead you to the promised land.
It's the same song, but different, Same words.
Roots that pull, but crown that holds. Every step is paid in courage. Every scar becomes a goal. Footprints for what we become. Shadows shrink when morning comes. Two roads lie out in the sand. One
Well, maybe it's a little different.
one demand, one will steal the light from your hands. Only one will lead you to the promised land. Only one will lead you to the promised land. I hear the fathers, hear the mothers sing of rivers, sing of home. The easy road feeds empty hunger. The hard road calls you to roam. I close my eyes and see the sunrise, burning clean across the land. I lift my face and choose the sunrise. Reach for truth with those stretched hands. One small step, one honest breath. Follow love and not the theft. Two roads lie out in the sand. One asks nothing, one demands. One will steal the light from your hands. Only one will lead you to the promised land. Only one will lead you to the promised
Yeah, it
land.
definitely wasn't that funny there, Charlie. I'm sorry.
And on ahead.
You would have got one of these.
I walk the path
No, it's not working.
where faith is led. One road gone, one road stands, I follow from you to the promised land.
Okay, let's listen to this one. There's these other ones I was trying to make. This is different. You can almost make an album of this lady. Whatever voice this is.
Over the city lights, footsteps keep time, like keepsakes across the tiles. Neon halos spill into puddles of thought. Faces carry stories they were never taught. Voices hum in static quivers, miss the sea. We pass the windows where our reflections flee. I pause where the air has held its breath too long. I search for one small thread to stitch the song. I listen to the hush that answers me, a quiet that carries everything we keep through empty halls and crowded avenues. The hush replies in ways we never choose. I listen to the hush that answers me. Fingers trace the glass, chasing borrowed light. Conversations blur and melt into the night. Doors close on meaning like shutters on the dawn. Each passing whisper leaves the space where something's gone. There's a language folded in the pause between, a fragile kind of truth that wants to be seen. I listen to the hush that answers me, a quiet that carries everything we keep through empty halls and crowded avenues. The hush replies in ways we never choose. I listen to the hush that answers me. Maybe silence holds a map of where we lose our way. Maybe in the stillness tiny sparks remember flame. If I lay down my echo, will you let your grip fall? Two breaths in the dark might build a bridge to what we mean. I listen to the hush that answers me, a quiet that carries everything we keep through empty halls and crowded avenues. The hush replies in ways we never choose. I listen to the hush that answers me. Morning draws the shutters, threads the sky with light. The hush folds into pockets where the words take flight. We step into the daylight with a softer clarity, holding to the hush that taught us how to be. I kept my lipstick on for strangers, counting pieces of another goodbye. I walk through rooms of borrowed promises, smile through storms that weren't my own. took my light, called it their favor, left me learning how to fall alone. I built my armor out of maybes, quiet prayers under city lights. Then you came like a steady sunrise, woke the colors I had locked inside. You lift me up like an eagle, wings of gold. You carry me higher. You show me skies I forgot existed. You lift me up.
That's a good one too. These are pretty good. It's amazing. They write these. I wrote this one earlier. I didn't get to listen to it though. Or I didn't write it. I gave it the prompts.
I used to measure love in footprints, trying to fit where I didn't belong. You said my name without a question, made the broken parts feel strong. No more dodging all the thunders, no more hiding from my truth. Your hands taught me to trust the weather and trust the rhythm of my youth. You lift me up like an eagle, wings of gold. You carry me higher. You show me skies I forgot existed. You lift me up like an eagle. Like an eagle. I was a whisper in a crowded silence. You were the chorus that pulled me through. Now every doubt dissolves in daylight when your breath says I'm enough. I knew higher, higher. On your wings I learned to fly. Higher, higher. Leaving every broken night. You lift me up like an eagle. Wings of gold. You carry me higher. You show me skies I forgot existed. You lift me up like an eagle. Like an eagle. No more heavy anchors holding, only open blue and truth to find. You lift me up, and I am fearless. You lift me up, and you are mine. I kept my lipstick on for strangers, counting pieces.
So that was the same version. Let me see what this one is. Bells. The bell.
Tiny bells wake the night.
It's similar to that other one.
Moonlight stitches a seam. I collected names like seashells in jars. A poet's soft promises. A thief with bright scars. Morning pictures of strangers. I learned how to love. City lights fading.
Thanks, Karen.
Where none of them held. Every echo rehearsed a different song. I counted footsteps that never belonged. Then you arrived like clapping steel rain, chiming the corners of my quietest pain. You make my heart sing. You make my heart sing. In soft synth light, in the hush of everything. like a comet, she was velvet and gold. Another was winter, another was bold. I tried on their stories like coats in the cold, until your voice fit and suddenly slowed. All the restless pages fell into place.
True crime type
A
of mind.
single note wrapped me in your grace. You arrived like clapping steel rain, chiming the corners of my quietest pain. You make my heart sing, you make my heart sing, in soft synth light, in the hush of everything. I trace the maps of every wrong direction, catalog the stars that lost their reflection. Then your hand found mine, and the world rearranged. Small bells stitched time, and the edges became changed. Just breathing bells, and the space between your whispers melody, fragile and clean. You arrive like clapping steel rain, chiming the corners of my quietest pain. You make my heart sing, you make my heart sing, in soft synth light, in the hush of everything.
Are you talking about that song that we did earlier, Marty? Is that what one you're talking about? The very first one we played, right? This one? Was that the one right there?
At the fort where the river bends, moonlight paints the maps of men.
Is that the one? Or this one?
Female and female in harmony, pop, dreamy, melancholic, ethereal.
This one. I think it was this one. Hold on. Yeah. Is that the one, Marty? Let me see. Maybe I can do that. Let's see. What happens if I click on that?
At the fort where the river bends, moonlight paints the maps of men. Dusty road that whispers easy, smooth stones laid for careless feet. Hollow bells and silver promises lead the weary to defeat. Heart and compass at a stand. Wind is calling, take my hand. Two rows lie out in the sand. One has nothing, one demands. One will steal the light from your hands. Only one will lead you to the promised land. Only one will lead you to the promised land.
All right, I'm loading it in. I'm putting it in there. Let's see how it goes.
Under honest stars.
Good night, Karen. Hey, thanks, Karen, for all your support tonight.
Rouge that pull, but
Appreciate it.
crown that holds. Every step is paid in courage. Every scar becomes a goal.
I like this one.
Transform what we become. Shadows shrink when morning comes. Two doors lie out in the sand. One has nothing, one demands. One will stay.
It's loading up, Marty. It's loading up. Let's see how it goes.
Only one will lead you to the promised land. Only one will lead you to the promised land.
It's still, I think it's still going to be a female singing it, though.
I hear the fathers, hear the mothers, sing a river, sing of home. The easy road feeds empty hunger, the harder road calls you to roam. I close my eyes and see the sunrise burning clean across the land. I lift my face and choose the sunrise. Reach for truth with outstretched hand. One small step, one honest breath. Follow love and not the thread. Two roads lie out in the sand. One has nothing. Steal the light from your hands. Only one will lead you to the promised land. Just behind and dawn again. I walk the path where faith is led.
This song's great. That's like a good one.
I follow the road to the promised land. I follow the road to the promised land.
That one's really good. You got to admit. All right, let's see this one. This is one I have another version already working on, Marty. Let's see what the first one sounds like.
That's
amazing, isn't it? That's the same words, but now it's country.
Hollow bells and silver promises lead the weary to defeat. Heart and compass at a stand. Wind is calling, take my hand. Two roads lie out in the sand. One asks nothing, one demands. One will steal the light from your hands. Only one will.
Okay, let's try this. Now this is the next one I made. That's a guy doing it.
At the fork where the river bends, moonlight paints the maps of men. Dusty road that whispers easy, smooth stones lay for careless feet. Hollow bells and silver promises lead the weary to defeat. Heart and compass at a stand. Wind is calling, take my hand. Two roads lie out in the sand. One asks nothing, one demands. One will steal the life from your hands. Only one will lead you to the promised land. Only one will lead you to the promised land. Wild trail under honest stars, roots that pull but ground that hold. Every step is paid in courage, Every scar becomes a goal. Footprints form what we become. Shadows shrink when morning comes. Two roads lie out in the sand. One asks nothing, one demands. Ones will steal the light from your hands. Only one will lead you to the promised land. Only one will lead you to the promised land. I hear the father, hear the mother, sing of rivers, sing of home. The easy road feeds empty hunger. The harder road calls you to roam. I close my eyes and see the sunrise burning clean across the land. I lift my face and choose the sunrise. Reach for truth with outstretched hand. One small step, one honest breath. Follow love and not the theft. Two roads lie out in the sand. One asks nothing, one demands. One will steal the light from your hands. Only one will lead you to the promised land. Only one will lead you to the promised land. Dust behind and dawn ahead. I walk the path where faith is led. One road gone, one road stands. I follow the road to the promised land.
That's pretty amazing. Should we play everybody's favorite from last night? Where is that one? I gotta get the best ones out of here and put them in a folder. There's so many of them. Oh yeah, I think it was this one I think everybody liked the most.
Soft hairline, thread of silver light, a breath, a hush, and then the night.
I know, it's pretty good, all those. That's crazy, isn't it?
A string of paper hearts on a thin wire, trembling like a secret about to expire. Fingers fumble, the clasp slips free. One by one they loosen, fall from me. Slow at first, like rain on glass, tiny echoes of the life we had. Clink, clink, plunk, the hearts hit the ground. Little metal bells without a sound. Thunk, thunk, thud, the echoes roll around. A string of hearts hitting the ground. They kiss the pavement in a scattered line. Crimson confetti, a load design each small throb, a syllable of pain. We built our music from the broken chain. Listen close to the hollow drum, where every tenderness has come undone. Plink, plink, plunk, the hearts hit the ground. Little metal bells without a sound. Thunk, thunk, thud, the echoes roll around. A string of hearts hitting the ground. Shiver of silver, a clatter of hope. Tiny dominoes that tumble and elope underfoot. The chorus finds its mouth, turning all our ornaments into self. Plink, plink, plunk, the hearts hit the ground. Little metal bells without a sound. Thunk, thunk, thud, the echoes roll around. A string of hearts hitting the ground. One last plink, a last soft sigh. The string is empty under the sky.
I love that. I don't know if it's called a cello or whatever the hell that's in there. Don't you love that part? All right, somebody put a prompt in there. All right, what are we gonna do this? Let's do one song here, and then I'm gonna take off. All right. I said I just cleared the deck there. There's nothing. All right, we're gonna have a. Let's see. All right, everybody put in like an idea for it. All right. What do you want the song to be about? You guys type it in. I'll put it over here. It even costs me money to do each of these. All right, so go ahead. What do you want put in there? We'll see what it comes up with. We'll use the same female voice. Or are you guys just done? Nobody's typing. Oh boy. All right, thanks everybody. See you guys later.